Okay, well, looks like we're live.
Yes, yes, we are. All right.
Coast to Coast Beauty is live. So we have Miss Lee on the East Coast.
ECB, East Coast Beauty. Lisa Washington, Arletha Lisa Washington, or if you're looking for me on Facebook, A-Lisa Washington. Yes.
And on the West Coast, we've got Sharen Davis. And we are here from Coast to Coast now, right? Coast to Coast Beauty.
And all points in between. Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. Wow, it's been a cool week. How about your week, Lisa?
Oh my goodness, it's been a beautiful week here in Atlanta. The weather has been phenomenal. Not too hot, not cold yet. I love it. And I've had a pretty busy and pretty productive week too. So all things considered, a fantastic week.
Wow, that's great. That's great. Well, I'm excited about this topic today. Super women. I'm going to pop up this this picture really quick. Bye-bye, super women.
Oh, yes. I love it. I love your cape. Do you remember the what is it, the Incredibles movie? Edna said, "No cake, no cake."
Okay. Well, hello there, Miss Cherie. So we have some shout outs to do anyway, and Miss Cherie's one of them. She's one of our faithful viewers.
Yes, she is. Thank you, Cherie. We appreciate you.
Oh, JB Gliss.
I think she's inviting people.
Oh, cool. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, I'm inviting people.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
awesome.
We have Yvette Sassy joined us, and Michelle Hall has popped in on Coast to Coast. We have a whole group of women under the Club Cheetahs who chimed in for Coast to Coast.
Yes, I saw that.
And again, Cherie Star Lester, the beauty herself, and Wilma Jackson, Anna Bailey, my loyal, faithful grandmother who will be on everything I do, Marie Menard, Wanda Parrish, Adwata Alvarez, Diana Goodrich, and Nanette Clegg. So we've had a lot of people who have been checking out Coast to Coast. So we're talking about today superwomen.
How to be a superwoman. Superwomen.
Yeah. So what is your idea on that topic, Miss Lisa?
Okay, my idea of a superwoman. I actually think that there are so many. I think the vast majority of us have to be superwomen these days. And so to me, a superwoman is one who successfully, who finds a way to successfully balance her being a superwoman in her marriage and being successful in her child raising, being successful in her spiritual endeavors and in her business endeavors. So by definition, a superwoman is a woman who does it all and who makes it look easy, even if it's not, and who is very successful in a lot of different areas of her life. Superwoman. Are super women.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, though. Making it look
easy, effortless. Yes,
I've had my own children say to me, Mom, as you were a single parent for a while, and it's two of us doing this, and I don't know how you did it. How you did it? How did you do it? So, I think that's misleading, though. I think we mislead people by being too efficient or making it look like we're too efficient.
It's true. But you know what? By default, I think we if they're not in your inner circle, they're getting the highlight reels. highlights, like in sports, you get the highlights reels afterwards. And I think if people are not in your inner circle, then what they're seeing is the highlight reels, and they don't see the behind the scenes mechanism of what goes or actually is going on. But yeah, we do tend to make it look effortless, and that can be a blessing and it can be a curse. It can be a blessing in that another woman can look at it who's struggling, and she can say, oh my goodness, if she can do it, I can do it. If she found a way, I can find a way. But it can be a curse because some people can look at it and say, oh, it's easy for you to do, but me, da da da.
Exactly. Because it does take, I think one of the things that last year when you and I hooked up and is that you told me schedule, especially when you have your own business, the importance of having and maintaining a tight schedule.
Yes, I do recall when I met you and I saw all the things that you were doing. It made my head spin. And I thought, oh my God, how are you doing all that? And I do, sometimes I have to, I confess, sometimes when I give advice, I second guess myself and I think, oh my God, was she ready to hear that? I think that the advice was good, but sometimes the person, the recipient, might not be ready to hear that. And so when I told you, you've got to scale that way back, you're doing way too much. And you don't have, I want to see you live a good life and not be so overwhelmed like that. I could just see the overwhelm coming off of you in ways. And so when I gave that advice, it wasn't until later when you came back and said thank you that I even knew if you took it to heart. But
yes, I did. But that's the thing, is that I'm sure that's why my kids kind of thought it was effortless, or people that have, from the outside thought it was effortless. When I think about all the things that I used to do when my kids were young, just thinking about it makes me tired. I mean, I was literally working a 40-hour job. I had a business practice that was like 3 days a week. 3 days a week. And then I still had to follow up with things during the week. Plus I have my direct sales business as well. I coach cheerleading. I coach track. I mean, really, if I sit here and think about all that, it just wears me out. I mean, I know why I can't move some days, right?
Yes. Let me tell you something. It didn't always look effortless to me. I had to make a choice to make some changes in my life. And sometimes I see women and I look at them and I can just see, oh, she needs a little bit of structure there to help her manage all the different pieces of her life. So I know that for me, I came up with a list of 4 things that I use to help me make Superwoman look easy. And so those things were, and I jotted this down. It's 2 minutes ago. I really never come to these talks with notes, but I did jot this down. Get clear on your priorities. Okay. And let me just go through them and I'll come back. Get clear, get organized, get help, and get away. Those 4, yes, those 4 things really pulled me in and made me get up in the morning with a pep in my step and go to bed at night with, just say, and accept the sleep without feeling like I was all over the place and not being effective in any areas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the big thing is that people are supposed to multitask. And what ends up happening is we're multitasking and we're doing a whole lot of things, but not effectively on anything.
Or, yeah, my husband says, jack of all trade, master of none. Okay. Multitasking does make you that. Jack of all trades, master of none. And so it's not a good place to be. It absolutely isn't. All right. So I want to just talk about these things, for how these things came about for me. These 4 areas where I was able to get more effective and master the art of being Superwoman. Get clear is the first one, about your priorities, because I'm sorry, if you don't have your time filled, somebody else is going to fill it for you. There's never going to be any free time. If you don't have your time filled, people will come in. They want you to run errands. They want you to help them out. They want you to come over. They want to come over to you. They want you to come to them. And the list just goes on and on. They want you to help them. And they're not being selfish. They're just being self-centered. It's all about them in their world. And if they can get you to help them, they will. And so you have to, the way to be able to effectively, you will, Cherie, you find yourself all over the place trying to please everybody and help everybody. And so once you get clear on your personal priorities, it makes it real easy for you to see that the things other people want you to do don't fit into those. I'm not saying be selfish, but when you have your priority, the best thing you can do for somebody else is to demonstrate a well-lived life. I'm going to say that again. The best thing that you could do for anybody, I don't care if it's children, spouse, parents, sisters, girlfriends, you need to demonstrate what it looks like to have a well-lived life. And so when they see you all over the place, they do not want your place. They will still use you, but they don't want to take your place. They wouldn't trade places with you for all the tea in China. Okay. And they be like, yeah, I sure glad I'm not her. So you have to get clear on your priorities so that you can demonstrate what the life is supposed to look like. Then they'll want to take your place. They'll want to have what you have, and they'll want to take your advice. So get clear on your priorities. And you know what? If it's spiritual things, then, make a list. For me, it was husband. That's why I have date night. It was children, and I'll talk about that later. And then it was spiritual things. You've heard me say Bible study. I can't do that tonight. I got Bible study. Or I can't do that because it's family worship night, because I have that, with my husband and son. It's a little family time for doing, for getting closer to God away from the building that we go to for worship. This is at home, and a lot of people don't do that. And then, so for me, it was husband, it was children, and it was spiritual. And then there has to be some me time. Okay. If you don't have any me time in there, the whole structure collapses.
Yes, exactly.
If you need that one out, the rest of it will collapse. So get clear on your priorities. And then, I think
that's where most women fall down, is the me time. You can't pour from an empty cup.
No.
If you're not filling up yourself with something that's sustaining you, then you can't keep giving.
No, you're going to run out, and you're going to run empty. It's like a gas tank. You can't fill it up one time and go forever. Got to go back and get a refill every now and then, usually on a regular basis. Okay. You need a refill on a regular basis. So that was really key for me. And I didn't just come to that conclusion by myself. Somebody else had to pour that into me. So I'm really glad that we're tackling that subject today, because now we can pour into some other women. Okay. So the second thing, when I say get organized, I mean with tools. I know me, I'm more of a paper and pencil kind of girl, but you know what? You have to write it down. When I first had that first session with you, and I said, write down your priorities and get you a schedule and show it to your husband. Hi, Stacy. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. And so, a schedule that's a secret is no schedule. So if you have a schedule, your husband or your significant other doesn't know what it is, your children, your friends don't know. They don't know that they're interrupting you, because you never said to them that, Wednesday night is my family worship night. Or you never said to them that Tuesday night is my Bible study. Or you never said to them that Friday night is date night. So when they call you, you get a little upset, but you never gave them the tools to understand how to relate to you. You never taught them how to deal with you. So, Stacy, you're looking at Stacy. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so, so get organized means that you put that schedule down, schedule the most important things, and then the leftover time, you can fill in all the rest. But you schedule the most important things first. And use a tool. Put it down on paper, use an app. Whatever it takes, get a date book, whatever it takes, it needs to be down where you can direct somebody else to it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is what happened is I was, going by what you had suggested to me about making a schedule. I mean, it's odd because I think I had told you that the skills that I used in other areas of my life, I wasn't seeming to translate them to to the direct sales part of my life. I wasn't using those same things. So I was clear on that, but I wasn't keeping that in order. So once I wrote that down and had the schedule clear and had my free times visible for everybody, if I went off schedule for 15 minutes, Mr. Davis was putting my schedule in my face.
Because you taught him how to deal with you. Yes, you did. Okay. But that's a good thing. That is a really good thing. I know sometimes we get a little annoyed, like, I know, but really we need a reminder. Sometimes we absolutely have to have a reminder. Okay, so yes, so you teach other people how to deal with you in that manner by using tools. When I first started, it was just a blank calendar page that I put on the refrigerator so everybody could go down there and see it. And so now it's a little bit more detailed, but it's still there. And there'll never be a time when you don't need a schedule. I'm sorry, as long as you're going to be Superwoman. All right, so the other thing was get help. There is free help, and then there is paid help. Now, you can start out with free, but eventually, if you're going to be Superwoman, you're going to have to get some paid help because none of us are master of all trades. Okay, we try to be, and that is where the overwhelm comes in. Okay, I don't want to pay for that. I can figure out how to do it for myself, but free is the most expensive option. And I learned that from somebody that I pay. Free.
We both pay.
Free is the most expensive option. So if you have to learn how to do everything that you need done, you are going to be stuck in learn mode for the rest of your natural life. You have got to learn how to pay somebody else to do the things that are not high priority for you. And I clearly remember when I first decided that I was going to pay somebody to clean my house. My husband was not on board with that. And so, but you know what? I make way more per hour when I work than I would have to pay someone per hour. Hi, Felipe. Then I would have to pay somebody per hour to come in and clean. And, eventually he saw that and he's my kid champion. He's my champion because if you make $50 an hour and the housekeeper is $20 an hour, it makes sense to pay her because you still clear 30. Or if you make $100 an hour and the housekeeper gets $20 an hour, it makes sense to pay her 20 because you still cleared 80. And so, oh my goodness, he says, I'm in love with these videos. Thank you. Oh my God. We absolutely try to bring value. And, it's a safe environment. You won't find any selling here. You just find us trying to provide value. And so that's why we love doing it. Okay. And so, Felipe, look me up on my new Facebook page. Okay. So here we go. So you get paid help when it makes sense. And sometimes you get paid help even when it doesn't make sense. If you are stuck in overwhelm mode, sometimes the only way to get out is to pay someone to help you get out. And that might be, not only have I paid for housekeeping, I have paid for training, business training, financial training, all kind of training, whatever it is that you find out you need, wherever you're feeling the most overwhelmed, that's the area where you need the most help. Okay. So if you're feeling mostly financial overwhelmed, then that's where you need the most help. Or if you're feeling mostly business overwhelmed, that's where you need the help. And so, yes, get some help and get some of it's going to be free. Some of it's going to be paid. And I'm going to say this because we're entrepreneurs. And sometimes we do this because we want to spend more time with our family and kids. And because of that, sometimes we think, oh, I want to be home with my children so I don't have to put them in daycare. Well, this is this is a tough subject, but when you're building business, there may come a time where you need to put your children, find a little bit of help with the daycare area. Now, what that looks like for you will be individual. It might be to take them somewhere and drop them off for a few hours, or it might be to have someone come into the home for a few hours. And definitely when I get to the next part, which is get away, is definitely, if you have small kids, you definitely have to get somebody in to help you with the kids when you get away. Because when you get away, sweetheart, children do not go with you. Not every time. No. Okay. And so I clearly remember having an infant with severe medical issues, and he was 9 months old. And my extended family says, you're overwhelmed. You need to get away. And so my in-laws paid for my husband and I to go on a 7-day cruise. They just gave it to us. But I have this infant. He was, medically fragile. And now I have this cruise and I'm thinking, how can I go? Well, I went and found a lady, and to this day, I'm going to do a special broadcast on my personal page about her. She is like the baby whisperer. Oh my goodness. I got this woman to take care of and I took the other kids somewhere else, but the medically fragile child went to this person only. And she kept him for 9 days, a day before we went on the cruise, 7 days, and a day after. And when I came and got that boy back, I tell you the truth, we used to fight to get the medicine down his throat. I mean, just hold his jaw open, trying to pour it down. When I came back off of that cruise, he would just just open his mouth, and it was crazy. And I would have never known that if I hadn't understood that you have to get away. And if you need to pay a little extra to do that, then you do that. Okay.
And, because that's the one thing that in teaching people with parenting is that you learn that sometimes you have to step back and let somebody else set some standards, some boundaries, and then you can reinforce them and continue them with your kids or, whatever it is. Some issues you just can't handle. I mean, I was dealing with this lady today who she has a 5-year-old boy, and he's not doing right with the potty stuff yet. And she's feeling like she's neglectful because of that. But no, everybody can't master, as we said, everything. Get some mama who's good at it. Let him go over there for 3 days and work it out.
Work it out, right? And he'll come back, and you will. Oh my goodness! Imagine the stress that will be gone in 3 days if she were to do that. Yeah. And so I cannot put enough emphasis on that. I think we feel guilty if we take a minute to ourselves, but in order to be super women, we have to understand that that's a part of the process. You're not being selfish. You're being obedient to the process when you do that. And so, yes, she needs to get somebody else to do what it is that she is too close and too emotional. She is too attached to to this situation emotionally, and someone who is less emotionally attached will be able to do a better job of it more quickly, more efficiently, and that causes the child less stress. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we a lot of times we stress our kids out because of our own anxiety about not being the best, the superwoman. So we're like projecting all of this anxiety onto the kid, and everybody's miserable with that.
Yeah. Yes. So I'm learning to be self-full. Yes, Cherie. Yes, I'm watching Cherie, and she is learning to be more self-full. And I love it. I love seeing you blossom into the person you were meant to be. Oh my goodness. I am so proud of you and the woman that you are becoming. And this is just scratching the surface of the iceberg, but the surface, I can't imagine what we're going to be looking like in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now. All of us, you, Sharen, me, Cherie, all of the women that we are in a circle with, I can hardly imagine who we're going to be in 2, 5, or 10 years, it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited for the process.
I was saying that to my brother the other day. So I'm already fabulous, but
Yes.
just think how my fabulousness is going to expand. but for me, I mean, everybody's jealous of her right now.
Yeah, Sharice's star.
Mm-hmm.
She is a star. Her mom knew it was going to happen. Her dad knew she was going to be a star when she was born. That's why he insisted on that middle name. So yes, but more so than oh wow, Anitra. Hi Anitra. More so than looks, it's because you know what, you can create your look. But most of us don't know we can create our lifestyle. We can create our disposition. We can create our power. All of it. We are creators. We're born to be creators. That's what free will is. The freedom to create ourselves and to be anything that we want to be. And I wish I'd learned this when I was younger, but it's such a powerful concept. Can you imagine what we would be if we had learned this when we were 18?
Oh my goodness.
Yes, Cherie, we are amazing now. Oh my goodness, it would be phenomenal. It would.
And that's the biggest problem, though, is that most women do not say that to themselves. They're constantly, the negative thoughts. I'm too much weight. This isn't big enough. That's too big. Whatever. But come on, stop those negative thoughts at the door. Get a receptionist in your head.
Yeah.
Stop it. Do not let anything say, I'm amazing. I am fabulous.
Yes. Yes, you have to speak it into being. So, yeah. And you're right. As women, that's another reason. And you're more professionally equipped to talk about this than me, but women, when we look in the mirror, we see our faults first. I remember when I was a little girl, I would look in the mirror and I thought I had the biggest lips ever. I hated my lips, hated them. And I thought I had Stacy, yes, it's hard. And it's a constant battle. It's not like you win it one day and then 2 or 3 days later, you got to fight that same battle. Okay. And I thought my nose was too big. My lips were too big. And I didn't like anything about me. I didn't like my skin tone. And it's a rite of passage for women. But if a young girl doesn't have someone in her life who can help her through that passage, who can say, your lips are beautiful. They're just the way they should be. Your nose is exactly the way it's supposed to be. And you are exactly the way you're supposed to be. Now, if you want to buy some makeup and get cute, that's fine. But yeah, it's a natural disposition for teenagers, a rite of passage. And if we don't have that person in our life who can guide us through it, we take that baggage all the way into our adulthood. Ooh, oh my goodness. We take it with us. And then, unfortunately, we dump it on other people. We dump it on our girlfriends. We dump it on our boyfriends and the people we're in a relationship with. We dump it on our children. And we dump it on society. And so there's a term, angry Black woman. And it's that's a whole nother topic right there. But they got there. And I try to remind myself whenever I bump into one, I don't know what her journey was that made her that way. So she wasn't born angry. She got that way because of her journey. And I try to exercise patience. She hasn't had anybody pouring into her life and teaching her how to be a superwoman, because I'm sorry, superwomen have a certain disposition, shoulders back, dicky up, they have that confidence. And if you find somebody who's really angry, they're not this way. They're like that. They're hunched over. Even if they don't have their fist up, their disposition is different. So yeah, being superwoman is not something we can solve in one day or something in one talk show, but it's an ongoing process. And I think, Sharen, the empowering #Black Girl Magic. Yes.
Yes.
we have women who are doing it now, but we didn't have that when we were growing up. You know what? I take that back. There might have been, I'm sure there were some women out there doing it when we were growing up, but because we didn't have the social media, we didn't have this worldwide platform that we have, a lot of women didn't have access to it, especially me growing up in a very small town, USA. I didn't have access to that. And so, but now we have this wide open platform. Look at us here today. And then because of, we have 4 people on, but you know what? The replays from these talks we're getting a lot of replay. And so we are touching a lot of women now. So I'm really thankful for this. And I think that there was a spot that needed to be filled and that we kind of stumbled into it. And I really appreciate having the opportunity to be a part of this.
And, one of the things, though, that I think we have to bring up, because it is, there's 2 things that's happening. Well, 3 things really that's happening. It's awareness of Domestic Violence Month, which I dispute that term, domestic violence awareness, because we're aware.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to do something about it. We're aware. I mean, we know that there are people being abused in their homes and come to work, all bruised up and this and the other. And the emotional abuse that angry Black woman is living with for the rest of her life until someone comes in and gives her some other tools. But that's one thing that I can identify for myself, women who came into my life at a certain time that poured certain things into me that I needed.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, let's talk about what's in your bag.
Yeah, we're going to end with that. Okay, what's in your bag? And just
a lot of people sending us any pictures, but we are persistent and we are committed. So you guys keep sending in your pictures, and we will do the announcement of who has the 3 categories on the 27th of this month. So it's every last Friday of the month, and we will know who. And we'll just keep the same categories this month, which is a household product,
something
sexy, but within reason, something that somebody else put in. I posted something that somebody else put in, and a household item, which was a tape measure. That's a long story. I'll tell you guys next week, maybe. Yes. And I have a whole bag in my bag that somebody else put in. And you posted?
I posted a laundry detergent, a Tide pen. And I carry a Tide pen because unfortunately, I'm blessed. Fortunately, I'm blessed, endowed. And so whenever I eat, I feed my clothes. And so I cannot not feed my clothes.
Wow.
And so I carry a Tide detergent pen with me because sometimes I have to clean. I can't wait till I get home and put it in the laundry. I need to get that out right away. So there you have it. I'm happy to confess that I carry laundry detergent in my purse at all times.
And I don't, but I really need to, because I have the same. I'm sure I beat you out on that one.
Maybe.
But
Maybe.
The tape measure, I'll go into that next week in the bag thing, but we still continue to post your what's in your bag pictures, and the winner will be announced on the 27th. So next week, we haven't actually discussed the topic for next week, so we'll post that later on. I'll probably post it Monday and everything, but we've been having a great time, doing this. This really has been a lot of fun. A lot of exposure. We're meeting a lot of new people, and that's, the world is so small nowadays with the internet.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I've been getting some private feedback on them, so I think that, again, it's definitely an avenue that needed to be an area that needed to be filled, and I feel blessed to be able to have a part of it.
I want to say Miss Anna, my DD, and she actually, I have to give her a lot of credit that she knows this. This is last year, well, almost a year and a half ago, when 2 years I had been researching doing my business online. And so she assigned me to talk about doing a Facebook Live before I had even before I had done one. I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to have to do one now. So she kind of slowly pushed me off the cliff, and I flew.
Grew your wings on the way down, and now here you are soaring up with the eagles. Yes. Hi, Anna. Okay, so we're at the end of another I think timely topic, and so I hope you ladies, if you listen at the replay, please do us a favor and comment in the comment section under the video. Let us know that you were here, just even an emoji or something to let us know that you stopped by and that you watched. But if you find some value in that, please let us know that too. And if you know of anyone who might be able to benefit from these, please share the video.
Definitely.
Okay.
So we are from the West Coast. You have.
Okay, and here I am, Lisa Washington, the East Coast Beauty ECB. Yeah, I can say yours really good. We're wishing you a beautiful week, and we'll see you back here next Friday, same time, same station.
All right. Kisses to all. Bye-bye.